We were talking just before we came on air. Already you're telling me it is much, much quieter there.
Well, it is a little bit, but it's only really just the beginning of this situation where you have the bulk of the country, some 3/4 of the population going into these much, much more stricter measures. And just before everything kicked off over the weekend, we saw parks, restaurants, as well as hairdressers packed with people trying to get the most of the situation before these measures kicked in. So what it happens now is that the bulk of the north of the country, in Rome, the region of Lazio, where I'm in, as well as Marche in the central part of Italy, as well as Campania and in Puglia in the south, all now under the so-called red zone, where all non-essential activity is not allowed. You can only go outside for work, health, or emergency or necessary purposes, and you need that self-declaration form again. The rest of the country is under an orange zone where they are free to move in their municipalities, but that's about it really in terms of the restrictions. They still can't move between regions throughout the country, as well as there's this curfew. Now, as you mentioned, this is a result of the fact that we saw a 10% increase in the number of COVID cases, and more than 3,000 posts or spots in the intensive care units are filled now with patients. And so the pressure we're seeing is on the hospitals, on those intensive care units. The health minister has said that he doesn't expect the numbers to increase till about the second half of spring. And so he said that it's going to be very difficult in the coming weeks. And that's essentially because of the variants, that British variant counting for some 54% of the cases, or perhaps even more. And of course, the fact that the vaccination program has just been too slow.
Yeah, you talk about that vaccination program, Seema. I mean, how is that going?
Well, at the moment, currently, it's just over 2 million people that have managed to get both doses of the vaccine. And that's really a small percentage. Now, the new Prime Minister, Mario Draghi, has put in place a military general to head up the vaccination program right now, and they want to increase from 170,000 doses daily to some 500,000 doses daily, and they are planning to hire junior doctors as well as dentists in order to administer those jabs, and they're using whatever spaces that they can get available in order to do this. Now, they want some 80% of the population to be vaccinated by September, but of course it all depends on delivery. Now, they're saying some 15.7 million jabs came in just in the first quarter of the year, but they expect that to be boosted to some 52 million by between April and June, and effectively 85 million by the third quarter of the year. Now, Pfizer, for instance, have said that they're increasing their doses, and AstraZeneca as well are going to be increasing their doses of the vaccine. That said, though, just on Sunday, the Piedmont region up north have decided to suspend their vaccines of AstraZeneca, concerned about the reports about blood clots being linked to the vaccine. At the moment, there is no clear link at all, but they're concerned about that, and so they've decided to suspend the program. The Italian health authorities, however, have said they plan to continue dishing out those AstraZeneca doses. So really, some stops and starts there, but they're hoping that it will boost the situation, particularly now as most Italians are in lockdown and trying to deal with their situation on the ground. Schools being closed, of course, causing chaos for parents as well. So lots to manage in the weeks ahead, but they're hoping that they will see those numbers come down with these tougher restrictions in place.
Seema, thanks very much. Seema Gupta, our correspondent, speaking just there from Rome.